is Eggy Drago. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. It was in early 2024 that I decided to go to an idol show in Japan on a whim because my graduated VTuber Oshi really liked idols. Needless to say, I got hooked. I think we like idols. After I met and talked to two English-speaking idols there, Hyria, Haigumi, I realized every single idol has a story, be it why they chase this dream, their ups and downs, and even their future after all this. And that's what I'm here to do, to give idols around the world a spotlight beyond the stage and a place to tell their story. Every idol has a dream and a story to tell. This is IDOLEYZ.
Here comes a new challenger!
After making his official debut at Scene Double last month, Arrow joins the show to talk about his idol journey. All eyes on me. IDOLEYZ, episode 84. Arrow. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Hello. Wow. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. This is Mighty Eggy Drago with IDOLEYZ, episode 84, with our guest for tonight. I am super duper dark, but our guest for tonight, he is a well-accomplished well-accomplished cosplayer, a well-accomplished seamstress. He is a legendary Hoshizora Rin cosplayer, and he recently made his debut as an idol at Scene Double on April 19th. This is the Snake. Arrow. Pew 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 pew.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you so much for.
I remember I can't do thumbs up.
You can do. I mean, like.
We'll do fireworks.
I don't know why it's like that, but I
don't know
you know.
why it defaulted to that.
But thank you so much for accepting this invitation to be on the show. We had your sister Liza on the show
Thanks.
after Key's birthday live, so might as well have you on after Scene Double, which was also your birthday live. So yeah.
Yes.
But
Scene Double was so much fun. I literally cannot believe it's been like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh no, that was yesterday.
Let's start things off. I usually ask like what got you into idols and stuff, but first and foremost, you were originally a cosplayer before being an idol. How did you originally get into that scene?
Originally, how I discovered cosplay, it was like 2018. I started cosplaying in 2018, which was like, I've been cosplaying for like about 8 years now. I just started like cosplaying at home because I found out what makeup was and I was like, whoa, that's really cool. But I found out about conventions in like 2019, and that's when I actually started like interacting with the cosplay community. Before then it was very much, I'm in my room, putting on black lipstick and I'm cool.
Do you remember like the very first, I guess, cosplay that you did at home?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately.
it was literally Growl Sutcliffe from Black Butler.
Ooh. I mean, like, you know, Black Butlers, you know.
And I did not know what eyeliner was, and I did not care. And that's just how it is when you're like 12.
I mean, like, with cosplay, you could do whatever, or, you know.
This is true.
So with that, do you remember, like, the very first competition for cosplay you did?
I think it was KatsuCon 2022. I had kind of been, like, introduced to the competition scene because Liza, before me, decided to do cosplay competitions, and I was like, oh wait, like, I can sew too, that would be really fun. But the first, like, actual time that I competed as like an idol act was Katsu 2022. There was an Idol Fest, and back then it was competitive because it was like literally the first Katsucon Idol Fest, which is a little crazy. And then the Masquerade, which is also competitive. So I did both that year, which
Hmm.
was very chaotic. I
Hmm.
would never recommend Katsucon be someone's first Masquerade experience. Um, but it was really fun, so I guess I can't complain.
Hmm. I know like some people don't really like Katsu as much. I think.
I
I think
didn't
that's a
go this
thing.
year. Yeah, I went to MagFest this year, honestly. But I think it's just because Katsucon is at like one of the worst times of year, like ever,
Hmm.
considering that like that is midterm season for a lot of schools, and also like it's right in between MagFest, Zenkai, and then into CPAC. If you want to do all four, you just
That's
you
yeah.
don't survive that. You don't live through it.
So, um, since you've done a lot of like cosplay competitions, masquerades, like what really keeps you going with the like going into the cosplay scene?
I really like hobbies that are like hands-on. Like if I like get to like do stuff, curate stuff, make stuff, that's like always something that really drew me to just like cosplay in general as well. I just find it really cool how like every single aspect of cosplay can be curated, and that's very, very specific to each individual cosplayer. And especially as a seamstress, I'm like, oh my god, I can like make everything. I can't make shoes yet, but like we're working on it. Um, it's really cool to see, and it's a very like fulfilling way to create things. I think in some aspects, it's one of the only things that's kept me like consistently sewing as well. Um, I'm sorry, my snake is like pretending that I can't see him. Yeah, it's like anything that's hands-on and creative and like you takes like you can like pick up a new skill like gold work. No one has done that since like the 18th century, but cosplayers are keeping it alive. Like craftsmanship is a huge part of it, and I really like just making stuff in general. So it's really cool.
Do you have a favorite cosplay that you've created in mind?
Uh, I have a couple that I kind of call my babies. Um, and a lot of them are really like sentimental, and I can't really get rid of them because of that. Um, in 2022 at CCE, we did ID Smile, and my Mako costume is like one of my favorite things in the world, which is really funny because I made that like 4 years ago, and like technically speaking, I guess it's not like perfect, but I'm like, I ruffled 16 yards of fabric for this. I will not let her go. Um, and it just kind of looks very edible, and I really like costumes that look edible, so it's very pleasing to the eye.
So, transitioning into cosplay into idol, because I do remember from Yume Piku's interview that all of you were originally in Elysia, right?
Yes.
So, um, what really got you specifically into, I guess, idol or into the idol scene?
Uh, Liza.
Liza.
Um, I feel like a lot of these times, like, she kind of went into craftsmanship first, and I was like, I want to do it too, and then she, like, started getting into it was Love Live originally because Love Live is the gateway, Love Live is the bus driver, Love Live is the snowball. Um like so we she started getting into Love Live, and I was like, I want to do it too. And then she was like, do you want to like perform a Love Live song? Because I'm gonna perform a Love Live song. And I was like, I want to do it too. And then she was like, do you want to like make our costumes and compete in a cosplay competition while performing a Love Live song? And I was like, I want to do that too. So my like gateway to idols in general was Love Live. Um and then like 1.5, 2 years later, she was like, I found this, or honestly it was Kiki too, who was like, we found this like really cute group called iLife. And I was like, I want to do that too. Um, thus, Alicia Idol Life Starter Pack was born.
um, so we talked about Love Live, iLife. Um, did you have like an first Oshi in mind when you like got into, I guess, iLife, or like did you have like any other idol groups that you were into?
Um, I mean, way back when, not like even Oshi speaking, but like just idols in general, because I was kind of a K-pop kid. I mean, I wasn't even a K-pop kid. I was just like a very casual listener who like just consumed media and saw celebrities online. Um, I was like number one Taemin fan,
Ooh.
considering that I literally did not know who he was. It was really funny. I was like number one Taemin fan back in like 2012.
Wow.
And then when Move came out,
Oh
I
my
was
god,
like,
Move.
I'm there. I don't even
Yes.
know who this guy is, but I'm there. Um, so I've been like a Taemin fan for a while, so like the transition into like being like an idol fan, I guess, was something I already was familiar with. I was like, oh yeah, the celebrity that sings and dances that you like really like and you like buy merch of them and you like watch all their videos and stuff. I've done that. Um, so it was honestly it wasn't hard to wrap my head around. So immediately I like gravitated towards a whole bunch of characters. I was like, Rin Hoshizora, Umi, Yohane. At the time, Leela was still happening, so I was like Chisato. At the time, Love Live was still a game,
Oh
so
yeah, rest in
I
peace now.
played the
But
game a lot, and I had a lot of favorites. But I think my first like Oshi, it was probably Rin.
hmm,
Cause like I watched the entirety of Love Live School Idol Project on a snow day, and like the wedding bell episode was like one of the only episodes that I actually remember.
I'm.
So
It's a really
I
good
was like,
episode. Yeah.
I like that one.
Hmm. It's a really good like arc for Rin.
Yeah.
Sure, if I
It's
remember
also
correctly.
like
Yeah.
it's so funny because Love Live cover groups will just you choose a character and then you're that character.
You're
It's
that
like
character.
being assigned a character.
Mm. So you've been like Rin like all this time.
Yeah. I did really like Umi, but
Mm.
it was because her thing was love arrow shoot.
Oh. Oh, okay. I was gonna ask like your
So
name origin. I'm gonna
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was Arrow before then as well, but I was like, oh my god, like
Yeah. I mean, I knew that like Love Live is a lot of people's gateway. But like having Rin and seeing that episode really does like put that into perspective, I'd say.
yeah.
So going back into Elysia, since we did have Key's perspective and also Liza's perspective of how they joined. So like how did you get into it?
Ooh, so it's kind of hard, and it's especially because you know, when you're younger and in high school, and you have a sibling, you kind of live together. Uh, so whenever like group thing would be happening, I was usually like one of the first people to hear about it, and I would be like, once again, I want to do that. So it kind of became an idea when me, Liza, Elena, and Kiki all got together. Well, actually, it was me, Liza, and Elena, and we were all sitting there, and we were like, we want to do My My tonight, but we need another person. I don't know why we didn't go for 9 people. Probably because 9 people is kind of a lot of people, but we were like, we're gonna do it not with 9 people. And then we were like, awesome. Elena, do you know anyone else? Because obviously everyone in this room is now part of this group. And Elena was like, I got you. Thus Kiki was about to say born. That's not how that works, but
I mean, born as an idol, sure, maybe. I don't know.
he was spawned. Spawned in.
So, you did that cover. That was for a con, right? Or like just a video?
Funny story about My My tonight. It never actually happened.
What? What? Why?
It never actually happened. R.I.P. My tonight. It actually just turned into nonfiction because we were like,
Uh,
why would we not do my tonight with 9 people? Because the flower thing doesn't really work. So we were like, all right, we're just gonna do nonfiction.
hmm. Nonfiction. I think like years later, Yumifiku did, right? Or am I tripping?
They did a song by Nonfic, so same
Oh,
name.
whoops. All right,
But
close enough.
it's funny because nonfiction has kind of become Liza. This Liza is CEO of nonfiction.
So with that concept of a cover, when do you remember like the very first time you performed at a masquerade as Elysia?
So we did do Katsu, but that wasn't like with the full group. The first time we all performed together was nonfiction. I like imagine like the rainbow here, and I'm like nonfiction. That was at ZenkaiCon 2022, which speaking of the horribly timed KatsuCon, that was like 2 to 3 weeks after KatsuCon because that's like running the gauntlet actually. Because it used to be that Anime Next, RIP Anime Next,
Oh,
when that happened, it was like Magfest, Katsu, Zenkai, CPAC, and then like all the smaller cons that can like happen because like Kogora happens. There used to be another one, and then continuing to run the gauntlet, A Next, Otakon, CCE, ANYC. And that was just like if you wanted to do all of them, you needed to like plan your funeral for next year.
so many, so much time, so much
Yeah,
money.
it's it's so much. We did do a lot of conventions, but like looking back on it, I'm like, how was I up for that? Because I frequently am not.
um, so before all these performances at masquerades, did you have like any prior experience like performing? I guess like with dancing or like vocals or whatnot.
With dancing a little bit, I took a lot of dance classes when I was younger because I went through that like phase that all the kids go through where they're like, I want to be an ice skater, a scientist, a pet trainer, like so a lot of those were like, I'm gonna be a ballet dancer, I'm gonna be an ice skater, I'm gonna be a hip hop dancer, I'm gonna be a jazz dancer, I'm gonna do tap. Like, so I basically cycled through every single genre of dance within like the span of maybe 5 years, which was, I mean, I think it really helped me. It definitely taught me how to stretch.
Hmm.
I don't know where I would be if dance didn't teach me how to stretch because it's just it's not a very pleasant experience, especially when you're doing as many conventions as we did. And you're like practicing every single day with your group and suddenly you're like, "Oh my God, why am I sore?" Well, um but with singing, I was more of an instrument person. I actually have never taken a voice lesson in my life.
Hmm. I mean, like jumping a little bit forward, are you like, interested in like taking vocal lessons now that you've like officially debuted as, I guess, an idol? Like full
Definitely.
like choreo and then also vocal idol. Yeah.
Definitely. 'Cause when you're like, because I played the clarinet. I'm Squidward. So like when you're a band kid specifically, you hear all the choir kids talk about like, oh my God, I don't want to damage my voice. And like now that I've done it, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are so real. I think learning how to sing safely is definitely something that I should invest in. As someone who does fry screaming as well, I think it's probably a good skill to have to at least know how to like properly warm up and stuff. So it's definitely something I'd be interested in.
Hmm. I mean, for sure, like vocal lessons definitely improve someone's voice, I'd say. Um, Going back to Elysia, do you have a very like a favorite or memorable performance at a masquerade from them, or that you performed at?
Yeah, I have like so many memories connected to all of them, but one of the ones that I think stands out the most because like I we're pretty We're pretty strict about dance. I think that's just like that comes from all of us being like real like we want to get things right. But Nikori, when we did it at Anime Next RIP 2023 because we planned to do it at ANYC 2022. And then we planned to do it at Katsu 2023 and then we planned to do it at Next and we were like, "Oh my gosh, like we have so much time to work on this dance." So when we actually did it, and that dance is cardio. Um I I don't think I could do it now without like gasping and wheezing on the floor. Because you're just jumping the entire time.
Why is there a thumbs up?
Also, like whenever I
Thumbs up.
hear it now, I have like a those like fan cams where it's like K-pop like idols with like muscle memory when the song starts. They're
Oh
like,
yeah.
that's me with Nikori. I like so we really got that dance like perfect. I don't think I've ever done a dance that perfectly in my life. That was really cool. Then we won Best in Show, which was really cool. And it was also Kiki's center. I think like even though we don't do a whole lot of projects that guy anymore, the intro to like being super high energy and just um like really like kind of like high tension like Genki like bright happy, I think that was like a really good fit, especially because I know she's like, oh my god, the emu wig can be really rough sometimes. And I agree because harsh bobs can be really rough sometimes, but I think she looked really cute, so
Hmm. Like, I don't know if there's any footage, but I remember like while researching for Yumi Piko's episode and also your episode, like just going through I guess the past photos of performances. It's like even though it's like a couple years from or fairly recent, but like going from that to like where you are now, it's pretty cool to see.
I'm glad to hear that. I feel like it used to be, well, singing didn't used to be part of the equation.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like, especially when we did cosplay masquerades, it was so like everything had to be on point from like the costumes to the look to the dance to the like synchronization. Um, I wouldn't say that cosplay masquerades weren't fun for me, but I definitely feel like I have a lot more creative freedom.
Hmm. I do. Yeah, I was gonna ask what would be the difference competing in a masquerade and then just performing at an idol like event. You said like the I guess like having like everything every single step like down to a T at a masquerade would be
Yeah.
very different from like performing at an idol show where you can I mean like you can be free I guess but
Yeah. I still do definitely enjoy competing, but competing is an entire different mindset I've found from doing something at like an idol event, because especially at idol events, we really like to think about like crowd interaction, what would like hype up the crowd, what would be really fun and interactive to do, what kind of music might be partial to, but with a masquerade, you are being judged. That sounds really scary. Like, but like in a good way. Um, you're being judged, um, not only for your performance, but for your presentation and your craftsmanship. And that kind of takes a specific mindset, especially when you're preparing for a performance, because you're like, it's not just, you have to think about your presentation as a package and not just like, oh, so we're gonna get on stage and we're gonna hop around a little bit and we're gonna have a lot of fun and we're gonna interact with the crowd. Because that definitely is a part of it still in masquerades, but there's this entire other portion in craftsmanship where you're like, make your build book, make your entire costume. You go to prejudging and you stand there and you tell the judges about your the sins you've committed with sewing and maybe foam work too. And like then you go out of the prejudging room and then you like have dinner and cry about it and then you go on Saturday to the masquerade. You have a lot of fun performing and then you got off stage and you immediately crash because you've been too nervous to eat all day. And then you have a really fun Saturday night, so
you know I guess the weight is off your shoulders after that right.
yeah, definitely. I think I've definitely also learned how to like not stress over masks so much because that was definitely something I did when I was younger. I would be like, guys, I'm going into a coma the entirety of Saturday, and you must wake me up after the masquerade. Like, I won't do that anymore. We don't gotta do all that, but like, it was very serious, and I think doing idols stuff outside of masquerades has definitely helped me learn how to be like not so I'm gonna die.
Gotcha. Oh, talked about cosplaying the masquerades. We talked about Elysia. Might as well talk about the meat and potatoes of why you're on Idolize, which was
Yes.
your debut and also Seeing Double. So, since you debuted at Seeing Double last month, what made you consider officially debuting as an idol?
I think it was really Liza and Kiki being. Because I said this a little bit on stage, but I think, like, well, first of all, I'm really bad at writing MCs, so whenever I MC, it's usually just like stuff I think about, and then I kind of like word vomit, and then I go back and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to say this. But it was definitely Liza and Kiki debuting because I did not think. Well, first of all, we went to Yusuf, and I was like, man, that seems really fun, but why are we going to Yusuf, guys? And then Liza was like, I have a secret to tell you. We're forming a duo Kagai unit. And I was like, I see why we're going to Yusuf, guys. And I had the time of my life at Yusuf. I think we all did. I think we all sing. But I came back and I was like, oh my gosh, like this entire Kagai thing looks really fun, but like it's so intimidating, like they're so like polished and like I mean I got to see Oyasamimi there, I got to see Mekai Oceanus there, which was really cool. I mean I literally walked into the room and then I walked out a fan, which was crazy. Walked out a super fan. Dude, you know what anyways. Um but I was like, it's so intimidating, like I could never like take that step myself and I couldn't be like, yeah, I'm hopping on this train, I'm gonna especially with like the kind of person I am because I was just like I love I love a good high tension Genki really cutesy song. But that's not really the type of stuff I want to do. And I
Right.
was like, is this scene ready and willing to have someone who literally just screams? Maybe. And I'm glad they were, but I was like, I really don't know if like especially coming out of being a cause idol and being like kind of just like in similar and like definitely overlapping communities, but not necessarily being fully um like part of the Kagai community and like especially with like fans and like I was like, oh my god, like what if like it's like what if like our interests just don't click? What if like I don't really do the type of stuff that they want to see? Like that kind of stuff. It was a lot of like, ugh. And then Kiki and Liza debuted, and I was like, wait, everyone is so kind. And I was like, okay, well, maybe like later, maybe like down the line. Because their debut seemed so much fun, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this would be a really good idea for the future.
Right.
And then Liza was like, wouldn't it be fun if we had a birthday live? And I was like, I said I'm debuting in the future. And she was like, April is the future. And I was like, yeah. So, honestly, originally I was like not even really on board to like have a set in the birthday live. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I mean, like I'll do some group songs, but I'm not gonna do anything like crazy. And that was a lie. I'm a liar.
Because you did you did some group songs. You did, I think, one or two solos. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I did a solo. It was Love Gimmick by Mad Medicine. Originally Mad Med is yes. But I did one solo and I was like, well, first of all, going from the idea of doing a few group songs to an entire set list and also a solo, not no.
No.
That was not like in the cards for me. It was like this was here and this was like here. Um, so especially when we were trying to like plan a set list, I was like, oh my god, like planning a set list is so much harder than I thought it would be. Because why are songs simultaneously so long when you're performing them, but also like so short? Because originally the show was like 25 minutes, and I was like, that's not good.
Yeah, cause like I remember, cause I got the stream ticket, but I couldn't watch it in the Philippines because internet was bad. I watched it when I got back, and like I had a lot of fun like watching you and also Piku, and also um the other guests as well. But like I think that was definitely, yeah, that was the first time you sang. You did vocals, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
I um I sang very briefly, as in I sang one line at Kiki's birthday live. Because I was like, that's like honestly how I felt about my singing at that point. I was like, dog, you can give me one line, but I ain't doing the rest of it. Kiki was like, let's do Mega Mega Fire, and I was like, and I will be there for one line. Um, and I was,
Hmm.
and I was. It was fun though.
Uh, Going back to the Mad Med song that you did solo, I do remember your MC where you weren't sure if you could curse or not, but that was like a
Yes.
song for like 9 people, right? And then you just condensed it into like
Yeah, it was.
just you.
Mad Med's weird because like originally their line had like lineup had like 5 people, and then it changed and there were 7 people, and I was like, let me just let me just duplicate myself, okay? It'll be okay. Group songs are not for the weak.
Hmm. Am I muted? Oh, Becca. No, it's just you, bruv. Um, so going into that, I guess like going into like the full preparations of the actual event. So how did you decide on what songs you wanted to do outside of your one solo?
It was actually really tough. I mean, it was because we had a theme of the birthday live already, because it was originally I was like, oh, we can have a good mix of things. And I think to some degree we definitely had a good mix of things, but originally it was like, oh my god, like we'll have like some iLife in there, and we'll have like some cutesy stuff, and then we'll have like some screamo, but not like, it won't be like that. It won't be like that dark. It'll be like real like kind of like whiplash, setless whiplash, which to be fair, it kind of was, but originally it was a lot more of that. Um, but then I decided that I wanted to learn how to fry scream. Um, and I think it really narrowed down the list of songs because suddenly knowing how to fry scream means that, well, narrowed it down and also opened up a couple of songs that we really did want to do, but previously we were like, we'll just like put the fry in the like the backtrack, because um originally I was gonna do Hitogata as a solo way back when, and I was just gonna be like, I'll just put the fry scream on the backing track, just like use like the original version and like kind of like just make it louder. And then I was like, that's unacceptable. So I was like, I'm gonna learn how to fry scream, and that can be like a thing that I do.
I mean, I'm trying to remember. In the Kai Guy scene, there's not a lot of people that have, I mean, like screamed or like, death
There's
growled.
one off the top of my head that I can
Or
think of, from Purgatory.
oh, okay, yeah, because the DMV area idol scene, I'm not that familiar
Yes.
with. Okay, cool. I'll
But I
I'll add them
think
to the
off the
list.
top of my head, I can't name anyone else, but if there is, where are you?
We need more.
Please. We need more.
Hmm. So, how was I guess like realizing you could, I guess, death growl? How was that like?
Uh, so I really, well, I was like emo kid TM. Um and I've always kind of I've listened to emo music, but I've listened to a good amount of screamo and like metal and stuff like that. And so I always kind of had it in the back of my head, like, wouldn't it be really fun if I could do that? Like, wouldn't it? Because also, like every single emo kid ever, I was like, I want to be in a band. I'm gonna play the guitar or something like that. Uh, so when it came to like, first of all, when I found out that they were idols who could fry ice cream, I was like, that's awesome. But second of all, I was like, wait, like, this could be the perfect intersection of like maybe not being in a band or playing the guitar or whatever. Or maybe playing the guitar, I don't know. But like being an idol in my middle school emo music and screamo music that I really like to listen to. Um, and so when I like kind of realized that, got over the like assumption that I was like, is that even like a thing that people are into? I was like, no, like this has to be my thing. Like this is like the exact type of music I listen to. Like this is the exact type of thing that I want to do. Um, so like finding out that I could actually do it because it took it took a minute. Um, it took a couple of tries. A lot of tries. And it was a lot of like sitting in my room, like just like with my mouth open, like like it was kind of a weird experience. Um, my snake, there were many nights where I was just sitting there doing that. And my snake was like, "You are insane.
What are you doing?
You are deranged and insane and sick in the head. And I don't know why you're sitting on your bed and you sound like the girl from The Grudge."
Yeah. I mean, like, having that trait, like Scream. I see. But having that trait is very, I guess, unique to the scene because, like, there's not a lot of idols that do it as much, right?
It's like like a subculture of a subculture of a subculture.
um, but yeah, going back into seeing double, well, going back into seeing double, but also like as you I do remember your post where you posted yourself and also a bunch of your Oshis.
Yes.
Um, how much? I mean, like, which one of your Oshis, or like, how many of your Oshis like really influenced you into like how you like perform, your performing style?
Oh man. I'm I mean like Kamiyoshi in the back of my phone case.
Hey.
Um literally Monase is like the coolest ever. This is a Masaru promo now. Uh they're part of the group that like they have a fry screamer. Monase also just learned how to fry scream and I think well everyone's just this group is really funny because originally they had one. Her name is Homura and then Homura got sick. So two other members learned how to fry scream, so then they had three, and then Monase was like, I want to do it too, so now they have four. So that's like 4 out of 6 members who know how to fry scream, and it's just like Fry Scream Town. It's so funny. Um, but Monase is so cool. Their like concept is that their concept is like curses. So a lot of their songs are named after like old Japanese like folktale curses, like Koku Mairi is like the hour of the ox, which is like the straw doll and the hammer and the nail, and you like
Oh yeah.
nail the straw doll to the tree. Like the one in the Junji Ito thing. Um, it's oh my god, I can't do thumbs up.
You could, you could. I mean, like, I don't mind.
Yay! Um, but Monase is so cool. It's just it's kind of like a lot of these old Chica idols that I like have something that's like a little bit like unsettled. That sounds mean. Um, unsettling slash pause. Uh, about like the kind of like performances that they do, where it's kind of like it is kind of like a creepy thing. Like and a lot of them are very inspired by like horror movies and like which is something that I also really like and like um again like folklore horror stories like scary stuff. Um, I think it's something that's unique to a lot of these groups that I like. Especially because I mean they were at Heroines Fest and everyone else it was Halloween, so everyone else was like in their cute Halloween costumes, and then my guys were standing there like covered in blood, like, hey. Um, it's really fun though, especially because I think it's the type of performance that's like I like like the kind of performance that's like striking, and sometimes it'll be like if it like there's like something about the performance like vocals or like the way they dance that's like really eye-catching and really striking. That's really cool, but something that's so cool to me about a lot of these alt chica idol groups that I like are they're striking both visually and sound-wise, and they have this like look to them, and they have this really like curated and like on point like style and like way that they dress, way that they do their makeup, way that they perform. Um, even the way that they just like kind of like stand there in aura farm and their like SEs is like really cool. So I was like, oh my god, yes, yes. Um, I ultimately I was like, again, love the cutesy. It's so cute. It's like I just think it's not something that I'm like I want to be an idol image that I have. I kind of want to be unsettling.
Hmm.
Fireworks. Yay!
But yeah, it's good to like not. I guess it like every single idol has been on the show and said it, but like it's good to be yourself and not actually, I guess, force like you not like forcing yourself to do cutesy stuff for the most part. You did Fuamoko, but like that's
I
you know.
again, I love a good cutesy song. Cutesy cutesy songs, yes. I love a good cutesy song. I will do cutesy songs. Um, I want to do Dempa Dance by Yakusei Muse, which is another song that Kiki actually introduced us to randomly when none of us really like were super into like idols at the time. He was like, I found this really cute song by a group called Yakusei Muse, and it's called Dempa Dance, and look at them go. Um, I want to do that song. I like that one. There are a lot of cutesy songs that I like. But also I was like, if this is my thing, I'm gonna get real tired real fast.
Yeah, I get it. Like too much of a good thing is a bad thing sometimes.
Mhm.
So yeah. Going back to seeing double, might as well talk about the costume, or yeah, the costumes.
Yes.
Did you design your costume, or did Liza do that?
I designed my costume,
Okay.
yeah. It was actually because I am kind of bad at planning something and then sticking to it. So that costume went through like 18,000 iterations of like, I want a belt. I don't want a belt. What if it like had this collar? I don't want that collar. Like, um, the only time that the costume was like actually done and finalized was when it was like done and finalized like as a piece of clothing. I like designed it, but like the designs were like all like me adding stuff to the costume and being like, so allegedly I had a plan.
Just a plan.
I don't make plans,
No.
so
Gotcha. I mean, like I do like that it's green. I do love me some green idols, but also it's I do like the pants.
thank you. I was very the fun fact about pants, I hate making pants. Pants are really hard to make. And I was like, man, I need to have pants on my idol costume. I would have a skirt literally just because I hate making pants so much. Like maybe one day I will because I hate making pants. I hate making especially like fitted pants. I hate that. I hate making fitted pants. I don't like making fitted pants.
Hmm. Uh
My next costume does have pants though.
oh, I was gonna ask, are you gonna use your birthday outfit for I guess future performances or?
I am gonna have another one soon. Um, hopefully by the end of this month. We'll see. Um, but I like to have I like options. Also because I think my birthday costume works well with some, especially the songs we did birthday live because of my gigantic sleeves. Um, but sometimes I do not wish for gigantic sleeves. I do love a good gigantic sleeve, but sometimes I do wish for more arm mobility. So I also wish for capes. Um, so I will have a cape. That was the only thing that didn't make it onto my birthday costume that I was like, I want this, and this initially. I wanted a cape, and then I tried to put it on the birthday costume, and I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah, I with my Oshis, Crazy Fantasy, they had like for their new costume they had a cape, but prior to that they had like the flowy arm thingy that you had as
Oh,
well. But like they did that like that didn't transition into the new costume, so I kind of get it. Like it's a little bit too much, I'd say.
yeah, especially because those, I love my costume. It's really heavy. We put a lot of extra trim on those costumes. We were really heavily inspired by the people who makes Mazari's costumes. A lot of these alt chica idol groups that we like, um and they do really like heavily detailed, like we call them our trim monsters because it's just a lot of trim and it's everywhere, so they're the trim monsters. Um and they look really cool. They're so heavy. Especially the sleeves because there are like two layers of ruffles on it, and then there's the trim, and then there's more trim, and there's more trim, and it's like gigantic, and it's just like I arm workout, I guess. Like, love that. Also, it totally gets in the way of my mic sometimes. I was like fighting with it the entire time, but
Overall, I mean, like it still looks good. I guess the end result is
I love my costume,
accurate.
even if I have to fight with it sometimes.
um, Overall, with your birthday live with Liza at Seeing Double, how did you feel about it overall after the show?
Um, I was because I thought I would be so much more nervous while it was happening, and then I wasn't. I was like, and that was really weird. Um, but after the show, I was like, first of all, the show that we had spent like, God, like 6 months planning at that point was like over. I was like, no, it isn't. The same time tomorrow next week, right? Like, like we are not. It's not actually over, right? Um, but I was kind of like in a state of shock. I was like, because like I had to like see videos of the performance to actually believe that it happened and it was over, and I was like, "Is that me?" Like, I was like, who's that?" Literally, people started posting clips from it. I was like, "Who's that guy in green?" Like, I was like, it was not like connecting in my head that it was like over and like I had like actually did it. Um, Especially because like I think this is something that all of Alicia has had. We're like actual like we are such perfectionists, and it was really like weird and honestly refreshing to be like not like go back to the video immediately after the performance was over and like review it and like find mistakes and like stuff like that. um I was actually like really happy with how it went overall, and I was like, oh my god, like it happened. It's not over yet, but it happened. I'm like actually like pleased with it, which was crazy.
I mean, you're like same time next weekend. Like on the East Coast, there's like at least a couple shows a month, and it's like crazy. But like transitioning into that, how often do you want to? I guess like how often do you want to perform, and also like do you want to perform as a soloist, or do you want to like perform with Yume Piku, or like what's your mindset on that?
um I think being solo for now is probably the right move, just because like I am one of those kinds of people who like if I, especially like, and this has happened like with Alicia, and like it's just happened with a whole bunch of friends because we have a lot of friends who are also cause idols who are also becoming Kagai idols now. So everyone is joining. Everyone must join. Everyone must be indoctrinated. Um, but I've always just been the type of person who's like, now I'm here and I'm going to perform with these people now. Like, Um, so Anime Piku is definitely their own like thing, and they have their own theme. It would be really fun to do a collab stage one day, by the way. But I'm not sure which song because they have kind of like different vibes. So I don't know. I guess we can add some like Death Voice to Yobisuite Fantasy or something. Um, but like for now, I think I'm going to stay as a Kaiga idol at least, solo. And something that Liza said to me actually, she was like, I don't know, like I feel like once you debut, you'll kind of like find other idols, and if you want to have a group, you can like go from there. And I was like, genius. Um, so I think I'm just going to stay solo for now. Although I will be doing collab stages with a lot of people, and if anyone wants to perform with me, hello, hi, hello. I'm here and I'm interested. Um, but like I would love to have be in a group. That was like always kind of the goal originally, especially when I was thinking about debuting, because I was like, I'm not doing a solo. But for now, I'm okay with being solo. Oh my god.
Just engulfed in fireworks.
Engulfed in fireworks.
Um, talked about future stages, but also like, what are some songs that you would like to do in the future?
There are so many. I actually have a playlist and it's like 4 hours long, which is awesome. Um, I have a playlist called Songs I Need to Cover Before I Die, and it's 4 hours long, and it's not looking bright. The future is not looking bright for that playlist, but we will persevere. Um, a lot more Mazari, a lot more Mad Men. There are again the group songs. I love group songs. You can't like literally duplicate yourself, and there are some Mad Men and Mazari songs where I'm like, I mitosis, I guess. Like I don't know. I'll just watch as I clone myself now. Like it'll be okay. And it will not be okay because I cannot do that. Um Especially the songs with multiple fry screamers. I'm like, now that was rude and unnecessary because I cannot, and this is cruel and unusual punishment that I cannot cover this song simply by duplicating myself. Um but there are so many songs that I want to cover. Um some of them I'm like waiting for people to pop up and be like,
I want to do this.
actually, I would love to do that song now. Um And then there are some that I like have in mind for like solo set lists and stuff, but I it's like it's 4 hours of worth of music. And I gotta get on that, so
I can't wait to see you perform anything from that playlist. Hopefully in the future. We talked about Oshis before, but are there any, I guess outside of the group that you I guess promoted before, are there any other idol groups that you would want to shout out? I guess Kaiga and also Chika.
Purgatory, y'all are so cool. You're again the only group I can think of off the top of my head, and if I'm wrong, please prove me wrong. Um that has someone who does like Death Voice, Death Growl. Y'all are so cool, and I wish I could see you live. Flair, Michael Flair, you are so cool. I literally just I feel like whenever I say Michael Flair, I'm just like fully full naming. And it's like that's not even Flair is not their last name, but Michael Flair. Um, they're so cool. They're another group that, especially with their costumes, they're really heavily inspired by Mad Med's costumes. That is so cool, and I love Mad Med, and I love Mad Medicine, and they do Mad Game, and it was really good. It's really good. Someone else who also does Mad Game, Irez. Irez is so cool. Also, their costumes are also inspired by Mad Medicine, and it's really cool. They do two of them. They do two Mad Medicine songs actually. They do Kanzen Hansai and Mad Game, and they're both so good. And they just had their one man, and I literally died. Ira's one man is over, and so is my life. Uh, so who else do I want to shout out? Aiden. Aiden is so cool. I'm like literally just like this is like all of my alt Chica guys that I'm like obsessed with. I'm literally obsessed with all of them. Aiden is so cool. I know they're on like a semi hiatus right now, and I'm so sad because I really want to see them perform, and I'm like losing my mind over it every single day.
Hopefully you can. Yes.
I didn't know I did that.
Yeah, it's cool to hear like other idols like inspiration and also like who they're into as well. Because I do know like most of that goes back into like how everyone performs and stuff and how they style and whatnot. What
Yes.
else? Ooh, something else that I usually ask everyone is what advice. Well, you have officially debuted recently, but you've done cos idol stuff for years and masquerade stuff for years. So this is got to be split into two things. What advice would you give to, I guess, upcoming idols, and also what advice would you give to cosplayers that are like going into their first masquerade?
Cosplayers going into their first masquerade. Because I do know a lot of people who are like new to competing too. Um, this is so hypocritical of me because I feel like I was totally one of these people when I was younger. It ain't that serious. I'm so sorry. Please just have fun. For the love of God, please just have fun. Like, it's like a fun thing. Especially when you're on stage. Like, for a while when I was on stage, I used to like literally like black out, no memory, like actual like people would be like, "So what happened on stage?" And I was like, "I don't know." Um, like literally like just like every time you're on stage, have a really good time because it's a really fun thing to do and it's a really special opportunity to get. So like every time you're on stage, just like you are on stage, so you need to have fun now. Because everyone is there to watch you and it's like it's a really fun thing and it's a really special experience. So just have fun every time you're on stage. You don't need to lose your mind over it. Don't lose sleep over it. That's not a good idea. Drink water.
Water.
Let's do thumbs up thing again.
Yeah.
Yay!
So that's for cosplayers, but also what about for
Yes.
idols?
For idols, don't fry scream without warming up first. That's a really bad idea. Uh, also like, oh my god, I know that it's like it's really hard, especially if you haven't like if you don't consider yourself a super experienced singer, like if you've never done voice lessons before. There's this entire thing, especially it's something that like I definitely had where I was like, dude, I'm like unqualified. Like the qualifications, I don't have any of them. I feel like I'm like submitting my resume of like singing and there's like nothing on there. And it's like when you go to a job interview and you sit there and they're like, "So what's this like 8-month gap on your resume?" And you have to be like, "I'm unemployed." Like that's how I feel about
That's
singing
me.
sometimes. Like like I'm like I with singing especially, I sometimes I'm like I am a fraud, I am a liar. Like I'm like I don't do this. I don't go here. I have never went here. Um and so getting on stage and being like, and now allegedly I am a singer is so weird because you're like again, you're like you feel like unqualified sometimes, but like to be completely honest, and this is coming from someone who also was like one of those people who like especially if you played an instrument before and if you have experience like in any musical field being like formally trained, there's this entire thing about like, oh, you need to make sure you're doing it the right way. You need to make sure you're doing it properly. Like if you're not singing like in your chest voice and you're like doing this like you're not doing it right. It's like especially when you're teaching yourself how to sing, if you like how it sounds and you're not like hurting yourself immensely, I don't think it's that serious. And maybe that's like awful advice because I could be irreversibly damaging my voice, but like there's this entire thing about like you gotta do it properly, you gotta like go like pay for all these classes and like you gotta like spend like hours and hours doing like opera singing and it's like pause. Like I ain't here to opera sing. I'm just here to like I'm here to like teach myself how to sing in my own way. And it's important to know that you can do things in your own way and it's not wrong.
Gotcha. I mean, it
If
is
I am irreversibly damaging my voice, I'm sorry to my voice.
knock on wood, or knock on whatever. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but yeah. I mean, in the Kaiga Idol scene, like no one's perfect. Like frame one, someone debuting is not gonna have like the best vocals or like the best choreo, but like it's that journey of seeing someone go from that and then slowly, you know, being very better or getting better and better at like every single step is what I guess is more enticing. The Kaiga Idol scene and also the Chica Idol scene as well. So
Mhm.
what else? Oh, what would you right now, on the day of May 7th, 2026, tell yourself right before seeing double? What advice would you give him?
So fun fact about seeing double beforehand, we were like so afraid beforehand that we were like sitting back there and we were like, I can't get up. I can't get up, y'all. I'm just gonna sit here because my legs are not working right now. And we like sat there and I had like a little fan and we literally sat there in like silence like 5 minutes before it. Everyone was like out there and we were like seeing like war flashbacks. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything I could have said to myself in that moment that like would have like actually like I feel like it would have gone one ear, went straight out through the other one. Like there was nothing in his head. He was not thinking about anything. There was there was something happening in there, but it was just like the marble rolling around. Like there wasn't much happening in there otherwise. So if I could have said something to myself that would like actually like go through my skull and not just like off my head, that like actually would have gotten through to me, I would have been like, dude, like it's I know why you're like so nervous, but there are people here to like see you. So if you go out there and you're like not doing 100% of what you planned and you wanted to do, that's a disservice to everyone watching you. It's also a disservice to all the work that you put in to planning this entire thing. Especially because I feel like me and Liza are a little quick to discredit ourselves because first of all there were two of us, two of them. Um and it's especially after watching Kiki plan her entire birthday live and work so hard, we were like, but there's two of us, so it'll definitely be okay. I cannot understate how difficult it is to plan a birthday live. And I'm proud to say that we both worked really hard, but I also am hesitant to say that because, again, two of them. And also I feel like at that point we felt like we had like a better idea of what we were doing. Looking back on it, I don't think it's really hard to have a better idea of what you're doing when you're planning an event from scratch. I don't think there's like any easy way to do that. But at the time I was like I don't know, I feel like I haven't like done everything that I could do and it wasn't where I wanted it to be yet and I felt like oh like you know maybe it's just like a people are there and like I planned this and like I'm like going through the motions basically, but looking back on it now and like what I would have told myself then was like people are here because they want to see you perform something that you, despite the fact that you want to deny it for some reason, like you worked really hard to curate not only your idol image but like the entirety of this live. So if you don't give it 100%, then you're discrediting all of your hard work and all of the hard work that like everyone has put into this event. Besides the fact that like you just wouldn't be honest to yourself at that point. Also, like, as a seamstress, don't waste a good costume. Don't waste a good costume. I really like my costume. I don't know, I really like my costume. So I was like, at that point, like, I don't even know when I like actually stood up. But like before we were about to go on stage, I was sitting till like the lights went off, I think. I was like, dude, he cannot stand. Um, like especially like right before, I was like, ugh. I was like, the entire day. I was like really it was a really crazy day. Like sometimes I just like I have like little flashes of memory and I'm like, oh my god, it happened. I forgot about that.
Gotcha. I mean, weight off your shoulders, and hopefully
Yeah, seriously.
you'll even if it was like more difficult to create that costume, hopefully you'll wear it someday. Sure.
Yes.
Speaking of, speaking of the future, do you have any upcoming performances that you can talk about, or not? Who knows?
I have two. And I won't say I won't give like all the details, but definitely keep an eye out for both of them. Um what I can say for sure is I will be appearing at someone's birthday live. Keep an eye out like immediately for it. Um and I will be at Idol Village Volume 4. Not just because I want to see everyone because like oh my god, the lineup was just posted the other day. I was like just like how they getting everybody like the set list is so good, like the lineup is so good, but I will be there to watch because I'm gonna be the pit. But also I will be performing.
Ooh, Arrow Village.
Arrow Village. Arrow Village. I keep telling them I'm like, man, like I would love to do it. I can't do it inside though because we already getting noise complaints, and if I start screaming, they're gonna throw me out the window. It's just Arrow gone.
You could try it. Hopefully, maybe they won't. Who knows?
I would feel so bad. I would literally feel so bad. I would be like, because like Fry Scream is like a really big part of like any solo set list I would have. But like, if we got noise complaints, like we got like 5 noise complaints last time. So if you add like someone Fry Screaming on top of that, that's like 10 noise complaints. That's a lot of noise complaints.
He said sorry. Who knows? But hopefully
I will okay, I'm sorry, Industry City. I will terrorize you with my Fry Screaming another day.
Oh, that has been an episode of Idolize with our guest Arrow. I need to copy paste the link for your Instagram or Twitter or no, your card would be way easier.
Yes.
But yeah, this isn't well, there's like one more part that I keep forgetting that I have to do that people like, which is the worst pep talk ever, and I have to do this after I post your card. 1 second. There's your card. Follow Arrow,
Keep doing
please. Follow Arrow.
If you want to see a snake Fry Scream, and also you can see my actual snake because he's right here and he's watching me.
Wow.
Fletching.
But yeah, if you have not been here for a while, or if it is your first time, after every single episode, after every single interview, I have a thing called I have a thing called the worst pep talk ever. For 1 minute, I give the guest a really bad pep talk that people like. Who knows? But
It'd be worse than mine, so.
no, wait. All right, 1 minute on the clock. Arrow, oh my god, you're so cool. Like, I'm not glazing just to glaze, but like, you are, you're really cool. Like, oh my god. Aura is a word that, you know, is pretty much overused, but you have aura. watching your watching the birthday live, and then I guess like watching you perform for the first time. Pretty much, I was drawn in really fast while watched the whole thing in full. But honestly, I want you to keep on going, and hopefully, maybe in the future, maybe in late September, maybe in early October, I can see you some way somehow if I go back there to the tri-state area. Who knows? But I do remember when I was working the Oyasumimi Bupan at USIF. I remember I think you got a Chucky, and then I think you talked with either Cherry or either Rose. I remember you talked about how Liza got you into idols, and that was like in October, and then flash forward to now or April, and seeing you perform at your own birthday live is crazy. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah, honestly,
Thank you.
God, you're cool, and I want to see more of you fry screen, but also don't damage your voice, please. But yeah, that's
I will
awesome.
do my best.
I do want
If
to
I
see
hide
you.
my thumbs, I think if I hide my thumbs, I think I can get around the fireworks.
Yeah. But yeah, you're awesome, and I want to see more idols perform more alts idol stuff, alt Chica idol stuff as well. So yeah, more Mad,
Yeah.
or what is the new group? The spiritual successor.
Adoromi?
Yeah, there we go. Keep seeing
Yeah.
them on TikTok, but yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Please, hopefully I can get to see you maybe before the year ends. But
Yay!
awful pep talk, 2 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, but
it's okay. My pep talks are so much worse. I was trying to give Kiki a pep talk before her birthday live, and I was like, so basically, so
that's me. That's just me.
And- it was so bad. I was like, all right, I'm just go. You're awesome. Just go.
But yeah, that has been it for this episode of Idolize. If you missed a part of this, or want to catch it from the start, it'll be uploaded tomorrow on YouTube. I'll probably post about it on stories and IG and Twitter. Also follow Arrow. Follow Arrow's idol account, Umugi_Arrow. Follow his cosplay account if you want to. Yeah, that's all. I don't know what else to say.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for accepting this opportunity to be on the show. It's very weird that people actually want to be on here. So,
What do you mean?
It's
No,
still,
people always want to be on here.
it's still weird, I guess, like having that feeling that people want to be on this thing. So after 2 years,
You're like one of the only like actual like streamers who like talks and gives us a platform. Thank you for giving us a platform.
oh, did I fuck
like-
up? Did I fuck up the pronouns? My bad. His.
Oh, you're good, you're good.
Oh my god! Wow, I am so jet lagged. I'm so sorry, but yeah.
No, it's okay. I fuck up my own pronouns when I'm not jet lagged. It's fine.
But yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. And when's gonna be the next episode? I have nothing confirmed for next week, but 18. Look forward to. I don't know how am I gonna hit this. I love coffee. I really love coffee, day and night. Day and night. Yeah. Look forward to some coffee on the 18th.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know how am I gonna hint that, but yeah. Anyway, take care, brush hair, be kind, rewind. We'll be going to the ending screen. Follow Arrow every day. Bye-bye. Where's my ending screen? God, I'm so... Oh my god, where's my...